to rebuild, because man, that's what they do. They absolutely thrash to get the cars back out there. James Machine Deane, three-time champion in that AutoZone Mustang RTR Spec 5 FD. Here he goes into that first outside zone. Transition to the second. Whoa! There we go. Banging bumpers on the wall. Into outside zone 3. The machine is possessed. He's literally like T2. He's been burnt down. His exposed red eye, laser vision on the prize. Deane, right? I mean, C2 in the Mustang RTR Spec 5 FD. Talk about going through war. Look at Fetty's car. That Pensoil Ferrari has seen a lot of things, a lot of action. And here we go. James Deane tries to chase him down in that first outside zone. Federico Chirico, the second out and third now. Now into the inside clip. How is James going to manage? Got a little interesting there.
Yeah.
And then the Cadillac XLR of Jonathan Hurst. Let's see what Hurst has got for us. Caddy Daddy. And going against James the Machine Deane. James Machine Deane enters in. And again, James, you know what? Oh, and look at that. As Jonathan Hurst spins out. James Deane, if he continues on, will have a major advantage here. Oh, no!
Saves it.
Saves it, but that is going to be two independent incidents. So basically, it's going to default to this next run because both of them had mistakes. You know, was as well. So, here we go. Mr. Cool, that Cadillac, driven by Jonathan Hurst. This rat-a-tat-tat machine going against that three-time champ as Jonathan Hurst uses all the force. Big bumped his way. Mr. Cool on 10 tires, and James Deane continues on. What a solid lead run by Jonathan Hurst, going after a three-time champ. And James Deane fights back, but I'll tell you what, Hurst
And
put it on the wall.
that's racing, I guess. We'll try our best to come back for the next round.
Matt, thank you very much. Always putting his best foot forward, unfortunately.
Thank you so much. Here we go. James Deane backs it in. This is the one more time battle. And look at Jonathan Hurst. James Deane, massive angle there into outside zone 3 transition. They are absolutely shredding now. Expediting this course. Write their name on the streets of Long Beach. James Deane and Jonathan Hurst.
What's more standout than an XLR?
I mean, the thing looks like half the height of that Ford Mustang here. All right, here we go. Jonathan Hurst up front, initiating. Look at that, tit for tat by James Deane. That XLR Cadillac, 1 and 2 filled. Ticking the boxes here is Jonathan Hurst now into that last inside clip. And James Deane,
man.
oh my gosh. Engine oil,
wow,
what an effort by... Like I said, this could really favor James Deane. Just, you know, he's very, obviously, a lot of driving, arguably one of the best drifters in the world. And here we go, sliding into that first outside zone. You saw an early initiation there from Jonathan Hurst. James Deane crawls into that first outside zone. I mean, listen to this thing, wound up into outside zone 2. Massages it in, look at that. Just standing on the throttle, Jonathan Hurst. And this is where it gets hairy. You can see just that long, slick run there. In his final, Jonathan Hurst adding some flair around that final inside clip. And they're bringing around Deane. So just crawling through. James, the windshield wipers working extra hard, man. That's the one. That car has seen it all. Here we go. Hurst and Mr. Cool Caddy will be leading. Here we go. Now into this first outside zone. The Cadillac just missing outside. He drops that back left into the wall. Oh, buddy. Little correction there. It looks like he's almost going to move it. Wow. This thing is just, wow. Wow, it sounds like Apocalypse Now going down. This sounds insane. All right, here we go. And we are seeing James Deane come on out swinging. Let's see what Frederick Osbo does. This should be a fun one to watch. We already saw James Deane in the all-wet conditions. Freddie now joining the party into that first outside zone, getting into the wall. Look at James hanging out there. Freddie throwing under the bridge. Look at that, look at that, just an absolute roost coming off James Deane's car. Oh, we got a wall tap. We got a wall tap from James Deane. Frederick Osborne, look at that left foot brake. You can see him trying to massage that thing to the side of the Mustang. And there we go. little bit of ice, a little bit of rain. Look, what Odie said is it's loose, it's grippy, it's kind of all over the place. So here we go. We got Frederick Osbo out front, Rockstar Energy Drink, Toyota GR Supra, and James Deane are on his way on in. And getting to that first outside zone, you can see Freddie. James taps the ball, or just barely kisses it. Ooh, Freddie, that thing grips up, and absolutely to your point right there. Here's that Supra, and James Deane looked like he had that nice line, almost consistent, all the way through into this final inside clip. Oh, James Deane making his presence felt there. That was pretty solid.
He's like, oh yeah. Yeah, leaving a little signature on this.
Here we go, James Deane, Frederick Osbo, our final battle of the the Torque Motorsport Grade 8. Here comes James Deane leading. Now Frederick Osbo in that chase position. James Deane now transitions. And so one more time, battle between them two. Crawling into that third outside zone. Just sliding it in. Look at this precision, just putting the pin on the map. And our final inside clip, wrapped it around. This is like ice skating. Let's see what Freddie's got. Rockstar Energy Drink, Toyota GR Supra. Like I said, he was ice racing in his native country of Norway, and he tweaked his thumb, so I had to have surgery, he was telling me. So pretty great. So he's driving with an impaired thumb. Oh, James Deane backs it in once again. And it looks like James overcooked it, but Freddie stays in it.
Love it.
Look at that, Freddie shaken but not stirred into that third outside zone. Look at James now in formation. Yes, sir, a little slow-mo action. Here's your steam cooker, and James looks like he almost pushes him around, but what a whip. What a whip by these guys. Now we are seeing Odie Bakshi's lead James the Machine Deane. Odie coming out of that start chicane. Windshield wipers are on. Again, rain intermittent here and there. Now coming into that outside zone. Odie brings it out, taps the ball, he bounces off of it. James Deane, you see him pedal back a little bit. That allows Odie to pull away. Some corrections there from Odie Bakshi. He's taking a very shallow line, but you can see him just like crab walking that thing. Just baby steps, and James Deane, good proximity. Kind of a straight line approach, but had to do that going into that final inside clip.
Man, not a lot of notes on this one. I mean, as they're driving in the rain more and more.
All right. I don't know. So here we go. Looks like James Deane out front. Transitioning. Who's going against Simon Olsen in the finals? Odie Bakshi or James Deane? James Deane out front. He knows how to drive in the rain. He kisses that back bumper. Oh, and Odie Bakshi's counters. The wind whips up. Talking about the wind or the wind. James Deane into the outer zone. Odie Bakshi's dragging bumper on the ground, not on the wall. Into that touch and go, and then into that final inside clip. And the rain really coming down now. Lights are on, it's dark. Make some noise! Here we go. Again, James Deane, Simon Olsen. Olsen leads now coming down into the chute. Look at the puddles. This looks like a splash zone, not a drift zone. Going into that first outside zone. Here goes Simon Olsen spraying it, looking like a rooster tail. Into the second outside zone. One of the wettest events we've seen in years. James Deane, the Fondang Ford Mustang, as Simon Olsen goes in that third outside zone. The rooster tail spray looking more like jet skis and boats that belong in the Long Beach water or the ocean around that final inside clip. Jacob, that was insane.
Let's go.
Let's go I'm gonna water ski behind that thing, dude.
I'm right there with you.
Into the 32. Remember, in just less than a month, we will be in Atlanta for round 2. Here comes James Deane, the AutoZone Mustang RTR Spec 5 FD. The roasted marshmallow Mustang. A little bit of correction there from James Deane. Trying to go in that first outside zone. Simon Olsen had a correction. James Deane hanging it out quite a bit. Here comes Simon Olsen. Get his first ever victory, maybe in Formula Drift. James Deane, good angle. Simon Olsen pedaling it with the proximity. Almost impeding that and exceeding the front wheels. Here we go, bringing it on home into that final inside clip. look at this. We got James Deane and Simon Olsen crawling their way across that finish line. What the heck is going on?
What is this?
Don't hold it too long. Okay, don't black out on it. Here we go. Well, we're about to black out because James the Machine Deane versus Vaughn Gittin Jr. James Deane leads in the AutoZone Mustang RTR Spec 5FD. Comes in, look at that, pulling that left tire up. And Vaughn Gittin Jr. goes into the dirt and now comes up the hill into that horseshoe. These are bucket Broncos here, so it is fitting. Vaughn Gittin Jr. gets in the dirt a little bit. Here comes James Deane. Tight is right there on that inside clip number 2. Now coming back down the hill into that last inside clip, which is the first. He does tap it, but overall, a really good run by James Deane. I'll tell you what. Okay. You can tell yourself that. I don't know. What does the internet say? We'll see. Here we go. Vaughn Gittin Jr., James the Machine Deane. Vaughn Gittin Jr., great initiation. James Deane. And I know he's going to earn it. He's going to earn it properly, but I'd hate to see them go and crash or a scenario like that. There goes James Deane. Oh, Vaughn goes wide in an outside zone 2. James Deane goes for the pass. Boom, there we go, baby. Vaughn Gittin Jr. gets it back. He says, hey, I'm sorry, boss. You step on your toes. Let's come back and bring it back. James the Machine Deane. He says, my bad. Vaughn Gittin Jr. overshoots it. Is that a flop? We'll never know. We'll never know.
The driver's going to have to adapt.
Here we go. One car leads, one car chases. James Deane, the higher qualifying driver, because he is our current points leader. James the Machine Deane will lead. Dylan the Dozer Hughes in the chase position. James Deane, that Ford Mustang, coming to that first front clip. Whoa! Lifting that front tire once again. You can see how loose that suspension is. Dylan the Dozer Hughes, he's going to try to chase it down. But James Deane, masterclass, puts it right there in that second outside zone. That's the inside clip. That's the second inside clip. Out here, that is the course indicator. Now coming back down the hill, the first inside clip is the last inside clip. So James Deane with him knocking it over, him or Dylan. Again, you just have to go off your muscle memory right there. All right, Dylan Dozer Hughes will lead that royal purple O'Reilly Automotive GT Radial BMW. James Deane tip to tail with that AutoZone Mustang RTR Spec 5FD. Whoa, James, he gets one with Dylan Hughes, but Dylan Hughes takes a licking and keeps on ticking. Going that first outside zone, that rumble strip. Going to the second. Oh, he puts that back tire in. Now again, deduction, not an incomplete. Dip that one back left tire. James Deane, he does have good proximity, good transition. Dylan Hughes, very fluid. Wraps it around that last inside clip. Let's elaborate a little more. Is this our first battle? First battle of the Grade 8. First battle of the Grade 8. James the Machine Deane, tall drink of water. An all-American battle here of the vehicles. Matt Field, the beast of the bay. Now, oh, where's Matt Field going? Matt Field, he goes to left field as James the Machine Deane powers his way in that first outside zone. Now in the second outside zone. James Deane, our current points leader. Matt Field, that Borley exhaust Corvette, having some issues here, and keep in mind he used his competition timeout. So you only get one competition timeout. He used it previously when Jeff Jones had the DB. He didn't need to do that. Battle. Red lights extinguished, and it's go time. Here we go. Set it. Matt Field, James the Machine Deane, our current points leader, 3-time champion. He'd love to get a fourth, and Matt Field would love to get his first. But now let's see if he's running 100%, see if he's got a little lozenge for his throat, and he gets that unsprung voice. There it is. Now it's loud and proud of that Borley exhaust. Goes to that first outside zone. Now coming to the second outside zone. You can see James the Machine Deane now coming in. And there we go. And look at it. I'm telling you, with Matt Field maybe being down on power, having those issues, James, you can see the good proximity, good angle. Now coming to that final clip. I mean, all signs are saying, unfortunately, for Matt Field, James Deane, that chase position, that was a tough one. He loses, and of course, because Odie,
James,
you know, that would be crazy. But here we go. James Machine Deane, our points leader, going against Frederick Osmo, currently 5th in points. 6-time champions between these guys. 3 aside. James Deane back at it. Seeing that speed there, mile per hour, lifting it up. You can see the accelerometer there on their windshield going into that first and now into the horseshoe. Ooh, James Deane comes a little bit short on that second outside zone. Now past that second inside clip in the horseshoe. Frederick Osmo navigates outside of the horseshoe. Now past and into that final clip. And past where that oil was, so that's good. I think
Osmo wants back here.
Absolutely. All right, here we go. Frederick Osmo, the Norwegian Hammer out front. James the Machine Deane. Again, 3 championships on either side, and here's Osmo, big angle. James Deane buried in that Nitto tire smoke, now coming up the hill. Big angle from Osmo, look at this. Can he get it back? Really well done on that second outside zone by Osmo. James wasn't out there. Look at that dial. Oh, wow. Headlight What the tail light on that transition between Osmo and Deane around that final clip. And James, massive angle, he slaps back. Using all the force. Here we go, James the Machine Deane, that AutoZone Mustang. Derek Mads, the Madison, coming down, chasing down James the Machine. Mads comes in hot, whoa! Looks like James almost saw him, like coming for him, right? He's like, whoop, I'll get out of your way, no problem. Here comes the Ford Mustang RTR Spec 5 FD. Sure, Boss Man's watching at home. Von Gittin Jr. I saw he was silly mistake that you wouldn't do. So James Deane, here he is again, having just a tumultuous season. His car catching on fire on Tuesday at Long Beach, comes back, wins the event. But Madison, he knows who's in his rearview mirror. Our points leader, that AutoZone Mustang RTR Spec 550 on Nitto tires, now comes around that inside clip, transitions here. So, Derek Madison looks like he's putting the car in the right places. James Deane, like I said, dialing it back just a little bit. James the Machine Deane, that Mustang RTR Spec 550 through that start chicane. He swings in front of Little Golden Nugget. Oh, Ryan Turk initiates, and a bit of a failure to launch. James Deane, we'll see if he impeded on Ryan Turk. It didn't seem that way at first glance. And now cutting through the smoke, past that second inside clip, James Deane continues on. Again, our current points leader by only 2 points of Simon Olsen. Now in that left sweeper, let's take a look at that initiation. Ryan Turk out front, James Deane in the chase. Let's see what Ryan Turk with the clean air, or at least just a little bit smoky, on into the bank. James Deane on the door of the GR Corolla. He's on that other side. Now keep in mind, he's on that right-hand drive Ford Mustang. Taking out, look at that, pulling up that three-wheeler peeler. James Deane backs off. Looks like, again, that six-cylinder Toyota hot hatchback. Switching over from the fourth now to the sixth. Don't be that guy. And if you see that guy, tell that guy, don't be that guy. Here we go. Our final battle of our Torque Motorsport Great 8, James the Machine Deane and Matt Field, the beast from the bay. The machine initiates. Ford Mustang RTR. And Matt Field now coming down into the power alley, into the smoke. Whoa! We got liftoff, kids. Not talking Cape Canaveral here. We're talking Mustangs and Vets, all American, but it's an Irishman and a beast. Yo! Watch this. So it looked like tires. All right, our final battle of the Great 8. Matt Field initiates. Looks like no problem with the cars at all. James Deane gets into formation. Matt Field comes down. A lot of confidence in Matt Field's Corvette. Now past that second inside clip. What's going to happen here? He's in the pocket, he's in the crease. And now Field brings it across, and so does James Deane.
All right.
Again, this old guard, new guard, Padawan, Jedi, whatever analogy you want to use. Let's see some drifting. Send it! James Deane and Manoa. James Deane initiates Manoa down there quite a bit. He dives in, good proximity. Let's see him mimic that angle. That AutoZone Spec 5 FD transitions through the power alley into that second. Here comes Manoa. Manoa bringing it on in, into the outside zone. And now Manoa almost tapping the door. Some more tire fires. Keep them cool, boys. So yeah, keep them cool. You got a day off on Friday in Jersey. Here we go. Manoa out front. James Deane chasing him down. Let's see what we got. Manoa, I mean, this is an absolute proximity fest. Manoa, good angle. James Deane not letting the young buck run away. James Deane, let's see how he transitions. He lets him go a little bit, lets him line out. See if he can reel him back in. But Manoa, great angle. James Deane. He's got the proximity. There's that right side tire fire. Shuts it down. Manoa shuts down. I mean, everybody is just running their tires to the limit. Machine Deane playing tricks. He's drinking bottled wine. Who's cheering on Manoa? Make some noise. 14 years old. James Machine Deane, three-time champ. Who's going to the finals against? Connor Shanahan. James Deane initiates. Manoa right there. It's his dream to beat him. And here comes James Deane down into the pocket. Oh, Manoa overshoots, goes wild off the bank. That is a huge shock to Manoa's system. That is going to be huge, and that could have been way worse. What went wrong for Manoa? You know, he's praying for basically somebody who he absolutely admires to make a mistake. And, you know, that's a hard ask against a three-time champion, James Deane. Manoa high on the bank. Now he's letting it all hang out, this 14-year-old. Here we go. Down. Let's see if James Deane holds it together. Looks like he does through the Smoke Canyon, the Smoke Valley, the Killer Crossover, whatever you want to call it. James Deane should be going to the finals. James the Machine Deane will be going to the finals after a major mistake by the 14-year-old. Let's send it! James Deane, Connor Shanahan. The finals are here in Orlando. Which Irish driver is going to get the win? James Deane initiate, big into the bank, big angle from him, an all-out show. They want to put on a show for you across the globe, across the pond, and it's going to be alone by James the Machine Deane. Shanahan backing off just a little bit. James Deane in the crease, right there, the middle tire, and Shanahan on the door. Send it! Shanahan out front, James Deane chasing him down. Irish eyes are smiling on which one of these drivers. Shanahan, big aggressive initiation. James Deane right there banging on his door. Like you said, he lives on the same street, Jacob. So there he is. Who's going to answer? Who's going to hold the top spot on the box? James Deane applies the pressure, has to back down. Into the crease goes Shanahan. But James Deane gives him a tap. Says, yes, sir. Welcome to FD. Are we going to get a winner? 1, 2, 3. Send it. James Machine Deane, the AutoZone Mustang RTR Spec 5 FD. Shanahan chasing him down. Going into the big bank. Shanahan locked and loaded, both these guys. James Deane using all of that bank. Now into the Smoke Valley. A big gap. It looks like we got a tire. No, it looks like it's the base of a cliff as we are going down. James the Machine Deane into the crease. Shanahan coming across, and there we go. What looked like a tire, it was the clipping point base rolling across. Shanahan and Deane through that start chicane. No cones were hit. The time best lights are on, so are the acceleration lights. Going into the bank. Shanahan goes high. James Deane not as high as Shanahan was. Oh, and there he goes. We got contact. Here we go. The only problem. James Deane. James Deane goes off. James Deane spins. Deane goes off. Shanahan continues on. Connor Shanahan is going to be your winner here in Orlando. Shanahan continues on, and donuts and celebration. Shanahan, the FD rookie, not a rookie to drifting, comes out on top. Let's take a look at it again. Unofficially, it looked like contact happened. Here he goes out of the gate in that AutoZone Mustang RTR Spec 5 FD, that first outside zone. Now transitioning into that second outside zone, dials it in. Good job by him. Kyle Mohan, great angle from him. Needs to get that proximity, needs to get a little bit closer, put the pressure on the machine, but sometimes the machine is absolutely on it like he is right there. Just put it on rails, set it, and forget it.
Yeah, these Mustangs, I mean, they're
in the seating bracket.
They're taking this.
Lady Sunny over there in the bleachers, but hopefully we'll see him in St. Louis. All right, here we go. Kyle Menace Mohan against, again, the champ. Nice aggressive initiation. Some handbrake there from Renewable Lubricants. Mazda RX-8, Mazda Tricks into that second outside zone, right into course edge. James Deane, he ain't no pushover. He's got to apply that pressure. And look at that, Kyle Mohan. Absolutely, man, he is swapping positions here and into that last outside zone. A great effort by Kyle Mohan, but figure he's occupied as well. I talked about, what was it, steering pump, a water pump was going on, water pump what it was. Wow, James Deane saw some sparks there, flying underneath now, going in that first outside zone. The three-time champ leads RCP, the garage is BMW. What a great transition. Oh, and RCP shuts it down. RCP has issues going to that second outside zone. James Deane continues on into that last outside zone. RCP tries to salvage a run, but that's going to be an incomplete for him in that chase position in Long Beach after just such a tumultuous week leading up to it, catching fire, the rain coming down and getting the win. But RCP is looking really great in this new build of his. Handing the keys, looked like a little tire drop on that back left there for Rome Charpentier. Now transitioning into, you can see that second outside zone. Looks like James Deane's playing a little safe here, given that maybe RCP's got a little bit of a tickle in his throat and he's got a cough there, not 100%, so you want to save the car. Also, let's see another battle of the ages. Let's make more history. I'll tell you what. James Deane, Chris Forsberg. James Deane will lead. Forsberg giving chase. James Deane in that first outside zone, gets all the way out there, tucks in as Chris Forsberg. Let's see if he can get that bike and get right in that pocket. And he does. He gets all the way out there. You can see very similar to how Adam LZ was navigating Frederick Osborne. You saw that angle. You saw him get in the pocket. Transitioning, a little fire, a little backfire underneath the vehicle into that last outside zone. James is deep. Chris just couldn't get it all the way out there. Again, James leading the pack. Chris Forsberg currently 12th in the standings. Chris Forsberg now in front. The Nissan, Nismo, NOS Energy, all new Z on those GT radial tires. Transitions through. James Deane cuts through the smoke on the transition into that second outside zone. You can see James Deane you can see him just kind of lunging forward. Now transitioning, let's see how they handle this. And boom, right there into that final outside zone. James even a little deeper than Chris Forsberg.
Absolutely, you are BattleBot's #1 fan. All right, speaking of BattleBots, let's see these BattleBots right here. We're talking about the Ford Mustang and the BMW. James the Machine Deane initiates. Let's see if that suspension change helps him out or if it's going to hurt him. Dylan Hughes was really confident putting JD on the trailer. Look at this, we're seeing James Deane filling all that second outside zone. Dylan Hughes with some great proximity. Needs to drop that back end and swing thing into the back of that Mustang into that final outside zone. And there you go. So James Deane and Dylan Hughes. Ford Mustang, James Deane chasing down the Permatex, getting bucked up. Let's see what you got here. Dylan the Dozer Hughes says he's going to pack up JD on that trailer. 4-star wheels go round. GT radials surrounding him into that second outside zone. James Deane, look at that. Now he gets close. He says, all right, I got you, bro. Look at that, grinding in. You can see him right there. It's a right-hand drive. He bucks him out of the way. Oh, Dylan Hughes drops a little bit of a tire there. Again, that contact was made, so take that into consideration. To the final four, but again, knocked out. Dylan Dozer Hughes got knocked out by James Deane. All right, James Machine Deane initiates into that first outside zone. Feeling all of it. Odie Boxies turns in. Want to see that overhead shot. Look at that, pulling that front left tire off the ground into that second outside zone. Odie Boxies bobs and weaves like a boxer in a boxing match. Here we go past that front inside clip into that final outside zone. James Deane dives in. He got the win in Long Beach. Is he going to get it again here in New Jersey against Odie Boxies? Find out all the information, in-car footage, we got it all. Set it! Odie Boxies, James the Machine Deane. Who's coming out on top? James across the nose of that Ford Mustang RTR. Odie Boxies, look at that, James Deane airs it out. Big, massive, sweeping entries in that first outside zone. Look at the telemetry there. You can see they're on throttle, going past and inside to the front clip. Let's see, they are eyes on the prize right now in that final outside zone. James Deane dives in on the inside. He then massages the back end of that Mustang. The field suspension S&T crosses the finish line. Garland Carmen, here we go. James Deane, Jonathan Hurst. He's going to be chasing down the three-time champ. And this is the first time we're seeing James Deane go head-to-head here in competition. James Deane in that Ford Mustang. He transitions into outside zone 2. You can see that outside zone delivery. You can see it signified by that orange box or orange rectangle in the outside zone 3. Jonathan Hurst not getting all the way out there in that Mr. Cool Cat of XLR, but he does get great proximity outside zone 4. Oh, man, we got a chrome on chrome crime.
Oh, man, Hurst is going after it. I mean, first of all, that livery now under the lights, absolutely incredible. I told him it looked like a fishing lure in the best top 16.
And he's leading the points with 74 points with again, here we are in round 5 of 8. Jonathan Hurst would love to put a stop to it, and there are a lot of drivers in the field that are cheering for Jonathan Hurst in this scenario. Transition to outside zone 2. Ooh, look at James Deane, not mimicking that angle, definitely has the proximity, needs to drop in that pocket, drop in a formation. Hurst, very settled. Look at those wheels. No corrections at all, going from outside zone 3 to 4. Just right there, dialed, set it, and forget it. Champion here in the States, a champion across the pond. Here we go. James the Machine Deane. All right, here we go in that AutoZone Mustang RTR Spec 5 FD. This should be one heck of a battle now. Coming in that second outside zone. These guys put on one heck of a show earlier this season as James Deane now transitions into that third outside zone. And now in that final outside zone. Look at that, just across the nose. Oh, man, too close for missiles, switching to guns. Woo-wee, Rick. Oh, man, geez, Rick. Look at me. I'm a drift car. Finally getting that car to the point where he needs it / wants it, and it's feeling comfortable. I mean, he burnt the car down, or the car got on fire at Long Beach, and he wins the event. I mean, come on. So Connor Shanahan now out front in that BMW. Look at this all-Irish battle. James Deane, he's not there on the door. Hey, you want what I'm selling? I'm cooking it up right now. I got some Ditto tires out back. Now transitioning to the last outside zone. What's going to happen? Oh, boy, here we go. James Deane, Shanahan. There we are. Again, just this is definitely going to warrant a side-by-side.
Yeah, we're already
brought to
calling
you by
for
BC
it.
Racing. Oh, dude, how many pen throws are we going to go?
I've 5 now.
Pen exploded. Chopping it up. Here we go. Back to the one more time. Run 1. James Deane out front. Connor Shanahan. This, we're really going to see a glaring mistake from one of these drivers. Don't leave it in the judges' hands. Do something sensational. The X Factor, what you got? Bang, right there. The buzzsaw. The buzzsaw on the door. James Deane spins. Might have been, I think, the tire to tire. And that's what I was talking about, you know, earlier with Odie and Osbo. They were kind of nuzzled in there. Like I said, Spooner needs to put down a banger run out front. And James Deane, if he keeps his composure, doesn't do anything extraneous or makes a mistake, the win could be his, but Shanahan is really going to try to force a mistake from a machine. So it's a hard ass. Here we go in that second outside zone. That's really happy contact, but Shanahan keeps it sideways, digs into that third outside zone. Here comes the final outside zone, zone 4, and whoa, there he goes. And that's really going to seal in that Irish flavor. And there you go. But Connor Shanahan looks like he's going to be knocked out. And here we go. James Deane here on site. And here we go. Send it. Here we go. James Machine Deane, AutoZone, Mustang, RTR Mustang versus Van. A classic battle going to that first outside zone past where we saw the wall ride of Adam LZ, and now James Deane riding a different way. Keeps it on the ground. And look at him just slingshot away from Matt Field. Chucks the deuce and now throws some flames in his face. Oh, man. Right in the line. They got hung up. Did you see that? He just hooked him. Oh, son of a gun. Just such, I mean, aggressive driving by Matt Field. Want to see that static. But nothing too out of sorts outside of, yeah, just getting too aggressive in that chase position of Matt Field. But that's unofficial. That's just kind of our at first glance. So here we go, Matt Field. That Borla Corvette goes into that second outside zone. Goes in again. It's a must win for Matt Field to get on the box. So he needs to force an error here for James Deane, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen. And there it is. So again, unofficially, it looked like James Deane didn't do anything to down the giant that is James Machine Deane. 1, 2, 3, let's set it! Here we go. James Machine Deane initiates into that first outside zone. Big angle from him. Hiro Manoa a little bit off of that first inside zone. Now transitioning into outside zone 2. Again, proximity, but James Deane, he sticks it to the wall, goes to outside zone 3. Manoa backing off, and then let's see the transition into the final outside zone. James puts it right on the line. Manoa dives in. Maybe a little bit of contact there as they cross the finish line. The Formula Drift world. Hiro Manoa from the start chicane. We got a clean start. Let's see how he handles going to that first outside zone. James Deane sticks it to the door. Hiro Manoa very deep in the outside zone 1. Good proximity by James Deane. Now coming to outside zone 2. There's James Deane. Oh, he looks like he gets that back left tail light. Hiro Manoa in the outside zone 3. Look at that. Absolutely spot on lead run from Hiro Manoa. Going to the last outside zone. Hiro Manoa. James Deane coming in, bringing it across the finish line. What a run by both drivers. Obviously, seemed like the night just worked. Great lead run by Hiro, and James, he's right there, showing you why he is 3-time champ and current points leader and 2-time winner.
There were multiple occasions there where I thought James Deane was going to go into the wall, was going to hit.
Unfortunately, Forrest Wank bowing out. Great attitude. It's great to see him back here. He has ravenous fans. You know, like you see a lot of Get Nuts shirts out there, and a lot of fans of his. So with him bowing out, James Deane, dude. Come on, man. You can't just hand it to him. I mean, come on. Like, I love James. Great dude. His Becky is here in the building. But James Deane, get a fast pass to the top 16. Chilling, grilling, thrilling. Let's lay out, listen to the AutoZone Mustang RTR Spec 5 FD. Send it. Hence the name of the machine. So James Machine Deane, he will lead. Jeff Jones, give him a chance. All right, man, he is absolutely roasting those Nitto tires right out of the gate. And locked and loaded, big angle from him, sticks it to the wall. And you got to think that, you know, he hasn't seen a battle yet today or this weekend. Oh! James Deane overcooks it. Outside outside zone 1 goes beyond 2. That's going to be that's an incomplete. Like, literally, Jeff Jones doesn't even need to complete this. What the heck? So
happened?
Absolutely to the point. Overcooked it, has not seen a head-to-head battle, and you called it. The magnitude of James Deane going out. Odie, Osbo, and the rest of the field, they're drooling. They're salivating right now. They're saying, go, Jeff, go. Evo Autoworks Nissan 370Z. And James Deane, look at him. He's pushing Jones around, but if Jones just keeps it right, oh, buddy. What an amazing initiation. Oh, doctor, look at that. Jones taking down a 3-time champion. Maybe one more outside zone for Jones. James Deane and Jeff Jones amazingly throws down a heater lead run. Yeah, that's right.
I think that's kind of an embodiment of his vehicle as well. So here it is, James Deane leads. And again, if you recall, even as recent as Seattle, he overcooked it in the outside zone 1. And those are full throttle Ford Mustangs. And man, he is right there on that outside zone 1. He dials it in. Here we go. And look at the attitude of that car, lifting that front right tire up. Ryan Littrell, he's right there. He is hanging with them. So a lot of eyeballs on James Deane, but Ryan Littrell, and he dives in on the inside. Unfortunate for that Sunoco Sim Magic S15. He dives on the inside. He does regain that position, but really quick at transitioning to outside zone 2 to 3. You saw him dive in again. A lot of Brandon is watching on emphatically to see who and what is going to happen here. All right, Ryan Littrell initiates in that first outside zone. Looks like he got rid of that shake, no problem for him. Does barely just exceeds that race line and now go into the second outside zone. Ryan Littrell, little left foot brake. You see that front right wheel stop, but James Deane, that allows him to catch up here. And now transitioning to that last outside zone. I'm assuming we're going to get a side-by-side. Littrell on it. Wow. Great run by Ryan Littrell. You talk about a new build. James, he needs to continue on. But again, he's cool. Dylan Hughes wants to take him out. He wants a victory here this year. He wants to get on the box. James Deane puts it right in that first outside zone. Now transitioning to the second outside zone. There goes James. Dylan Hughes quiet. Oh, James goes tires off. Throws up the gravel. That throws off Dylan Hughes quite a bit. As maybe, to be honest, and there it is, like we said, as he is the machine, sometimes needs a little bit of oil, right? Just like you need to, that really grinds his gears sometimes.
Yeah, very uncharacteristic move from James Deane there, just pushing a little bit too hard.
That'd be GOAT status, baby. Here we go, but Dylan Hughes, the dozer who goes 202 miles per hour on the Permatex motorcycle, wants to take down the 3-time champ. Here we go, James Deane, and again, Odie Bocci saying, go, Dylan, go. As he goes in that second outside zone. Whoa, look at this. So Dylan Hughes, James Deane gets to the door, he spins out, and some contact was made. James Deane, this gets interesting. I don't want to assume that James was a little too aggressive. I want to look at this transition going into outside zone 2. Dylan the Dozer Hughes. Looks like he heads back, James Deane. This is the second run, contact made. So again, James in a dominant fashion. This isn't necessarily a 4th championship, would be the first ever 4-time champion. Here we go, James Machine Deane on his Mustang RTR, Spec 5 FD. He wants to advance on and knock out Odie and maybe win it. We'll see. Andy Haley, he's gonna fight tooth and nail, going to that second outside zone. Goes the Mustang, little disruption there, a little attitude. Andy Haley not backing down. A little bit of distance here between Andy Haley and James Deane in that last outside zone. Goes James, look at the precision. He is putting on a clinic, using every bit
as we really kind of give him his flowers, big him up. He does have kryptonite. Sometimes he beats himself, overcooks it. Right now, Andy Haley's going to try to take down this 3-time champion, and he is a very capable driver. Ooh, he does drop that tire. Might have been 2, but that will not be an incomplete. Definitely not 3 in the second outside zone. There goes Andy Haley, and look at that. He is right on that razor's edge. He is riding that tire right on that white line. James Deane goes in on the inside. Amazing proximity by James Deane. Like I said, a minor mistake by James out front, but Andy Haley in that chase position having a little bit of difficulty, but now as he leads, champion. Odie Bocci, James Deane leaving the start line. The championship is up for grabs, and it's between these two gentlemen. Odie Bocci, let's send it! James Deane comes in, chasing him down to that first outside zone. Now transitioning into the second outside zone. Odie Bocci's good composure. James Deane right there. Maybe giving a little bit of inch. And here comes Odie Bakshis in that second outside zone, transitioning into that final outside zone. James Deane, he wants it. He goes into the dirt. He drops tire. Odie Bakshis keeps the composure, the field suspension, keeping him rock solid. Odie Bakshis holding the fate, pushing it to Irwindale. It's championship here in Utah. Do we have a 2024 champion in James the Machine Deane? Or is it Odie Bakshis going to put a stop to it? Again, it's championship or push. James Deane goes that first outside zone, transition to outside zone 2. Odie Bakshis, now he makes his presence felt. Oh, look at him, angle for angle. James Deane dips a tire. 1, 2, trucks are flapping. It's championship or push. Odie Bakshis gets thrown off. James Deane, massive angle. Odie Bakshis riding shotgun in that right-hand drive Ford Mustang. Are you kidding me? Did you breathe, Jacob?
I am now.
Woo! Yes, sir. Oh, doctor. Look at James Deane. He knows Odie Bakshis is right there. Championship or push. He holds the fate.
This would be potentially the 4th FD championship, 5-time Euro champion, 2-time DMAC champion. That is insane. This
bonkers.
There's no words. This is the greatest drifter in history.
Yep.
And we all get to witness this. It's, yeah.
Love it. You gotta love it. You know, and again, how again, it's basically him pulling to the line that will solidify his championship. And I just love the powers coming together. Vaughn Gittin Jr., as I said, just this masterclass gentleman, a champion twice over for him. You know, going off-roading, you know, just prioritizing his race strategy, his brand, RTR, and tapping James Deane, you know, 3 years ago and says, come on over, dude, I got a car for you. He struggled last year in 2023, and now in 2024, he pulls to the line, and he is your 2024 Formula Drift champion. Mathematically, everybody is out, and James the Machine Deane is your 2024 Formula Drift champion behind the wheel of his right-hand drive AutoZone Mustang RTR Spec 5 FD. The fireworks go off. His teammates Ben Hobson, Vaughn Gittin Jr. The championship shirts are on sale now. Buy them. The flags are waving. The Irish whiskey's flowing. The party continues. And there it is, the tall drink of water. That is James the Machine Deane, your first ever 4-time Formula Drift champion, 17, 18, 19, and 24. Congratulations to him, his team. A year ago, he smashed that car on the wall, broke his collarbone, still podium. He comes back this year, podium, podium, podium. There's his pops, his mom, his sisters, his family. The celebration is on, the flags are out. Amazing. Running 3 cars or 2.5, you know, given the split season of Vaughn Gittin Jr. History was made right here, and the sun hasn't even gone down. The lights aren't even on, but fireworks are in the sky.
It's getting a little misty in here, Jared. Not gonna lie.
Yeah?
Getting a little misty.
That's awesome, man.
It's incredible to see how far our sport has come. It's incredible to see how a kid from the middle of nowhere, Ireland, that goes and experiences drifting for the first time, then becomes what he is today, and all the people he's inspired, how he has taken this small town and just made it into something, and drifting has created that. So it's just incredible to witness.
His driving in the wet, you know, Ireland, not a dry country, and, you know, that paid off for him in Long Beach. The emotions were really high. He's just, I love James Deane, you know, hanging out with him in Utah last weekend, him and Becky, and he was there supporting his girlfriend, and his girlfriend supporting him here. He's got sunglasses on because he's crying. He's a big baby, he's a softie. Look at Frederick Osbo, giving him his credit where credit is due. Down to you, Cerise.
Yeah,
Cerise.
just it's so cool where drifting has brought all of us.
That's cool. I like that. Here we go. James the Machine Deane, your 2024 Formula Drift champion, the first ever 4-time champion with a celebratory burning of tires here at the iconic track, Irwindale Speedway, the House of Drift. James Deane, your 24 champion. I mean, what a textbook run for James the Machine Deane. Nerves were high. You know, they had 2 rear end changes yesterday. They had gremlins within the vehicle, you know, and again, just the way he started the season was sketchy. The car caught fire.
Yeah.
The team thrashed to get it back together. It looked like a baked marshmallow. And now he's got baked tires out back.
What a crazy season, emotional highs and lows across the entirety of it. And again, we've been coming here for 21 years, and every year it's just a different story. And some people thinks it's scripted.
You couldn't script this.
No, man,
There's
and
no
we
way.
say that every year.
There's no way.
Congratulations to James Deane, Hobson, and Spec Performance S15, chasing down the 2024 Formula Drift champion, James the Machine Deane. And look at that, just pulling away. Like I said, the confidence is high. He's got that pressure off his shoulder. The car is capable. We saw that celebratory run. Stuckey, a little early transition, throws him off, straightens out. James Deane looks like he, again, right on pace. Exactly what you anticipated from James Deane. Confidence in his corner, the Mustang running good. Stuckey crawls the rest of the course, and the champion shows you why he is there.
Yeah, not sure what happened on Stuckey's front.
Nobody's arguing about being one of the best drifters in the world.
Yeah.
James Deane. Here we go. Daniel Stuckey, he needs to throw down a heater of a run. Otherwise, James Deane, as we said, 4-time champ, is going to advance on. Stuckey, a little low on the bank. Look, you can see kind of James Deane tiptoeing to the side of that S15. He'd need to make a major mistake in order for Stuckey to advance on. Good job in that second outside zone. And James right there, just really twisting the screws on it. Boom, there it is. James Deane gets it done. Easy peasy. Great effort by Daniel Stuckey on that lead run. But again, the mistake in the chase. Heat wave visuals. Lean Customs Corvette. Here goes James Deane out the gate. He's riding high right now, though. Literally, as he gets high on the bank, Matt Field again, there's that good proximity. He mimics that angle. Well done. He throws it out there, has to back off a little bit. The Beast in the Bay chasing down the machine in the second outside zone. Comes a gun blazing in that second outside zone. Look at James Deane. Set it and forget it. But Matt Field bringing the heat. Great proximity. Aggressive driving. Well done. Stomp your feet, Irwindale. Make some noise. Chase position. Love to add to the trophy collection. A lot of Irish folk making the trip over here, cheering on James. There goes Matt Field initiating into the bank. And look at that, Matt Field, great angle there. Look at James, just really kind of just going back and forth. Watch his car, watch how close he gets. I think he's gonna reel him in. That's the side bite that these Mustangs have. You see him right there. He jumps to the side of the Corvette. Wow, look at that, he's banging doors. Oh, Doctor, make some noise! James Deane, performance. Here we go, leaving the start line. Here goes James Deane across the nose of the Corvette. How are they going to refine it? How are they going to make it better? You know, we had an amazing lead and chase. Now look at this, good angle, locked and loaded as James Deane. Matt Field maybe give himself a little bit of room here so it's not so glitchy, right? More fluid. It looks definitely more fluid than that first run. But Matt Field right there, good proximity, tucks in, almost gets slapped there with the Ford Mustang, but like overall, very clean. Here we go, Matt Field now out front, James Deane in that chase position. Here goes Matt Field, initiates high on the bank. James Deane actually a little bit lower. You see him just massage the car right there to the side. And now James Deane looks like he's doing something similar as well as far as car setup and where he's at. And look at him, just slowly reeling him in. Dragging bumper by both these guys. Come on now. Look at this. You know, it's just the consistency is so sick.
Oh, man.
Unbelievable.
We might be here all night.
So yeah, it's definitely doable. I mean, what a tear Jeff Jones is on right now. Here we go. So James Deane out front, but he is again riding the wave of clinching that championship. James Deane initiates. Jeff Jones back there, mimicking his angle. Definitely be a little bit closer, give himself a little bit of room here now into that second outside zone. Goes James, look at Jeff Jones. Jeff Jones actually maybe even a little bit deeper than James Deane on that last outside zone 3. Wow. Yeah. Well done.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna try to fix it, but they got 5 minutes, man. That's a very little amount of time. Here we go, Jeff Jones out front, Evo Auto Works. Initiates into that bank. Look at James Deane, a little lower, he works his way to the side of the seat. Look how deep Jeff Jones is. You see him hit the wall. His trunk pops up. And now in his second outside zone, look at that. James Deane, he is mimicking him. He is diving in. We got wheel, we got contact. Jones maxing out the angle. Yo! Jeff Jones.
That did be a place, though, for Odium to beat Odium on the box because he was first.
Number one, yeah, okay. So hold that thought. Hold that thought. Here we go. James the Machine Deane, Jeff Jones, James Deane initiates high on the bank. You can see him riding up there. Yeah, it's a great point there about Odie. That'd be crazy. Here we go, transitioning past the transition into that second outside zone. Jeff Jones in the smoke, gets lost. Oh, he gets, oh boy. That was tough. Where'd he go? He's a magician. That was crazy. Jeff was just, he couldn't see anything, man. Look, he's still missing.
This is how a lead driver drags a chase.
Jones up front, James Deane in the chase position. And here comes Jones. Jones initiates James Deane. As long as he keeps it moderately close, nothing too crazy, he's going to be moving on into the Final Four. Our four-time champ, our 2024 champion. Look how big the Mustang looks. Looking like menacing over the 370Z. Looks like the movie Twins cover. Like Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger next to each other. So, hey, round of applause for Jeff Jones, forcing the champ into it one more time. Yeah, burn them off, baby. Big drift energy.
He does outline all of this, so hopefully that will cause some internet comments, but I don't think so.
No, I think that gives clarity to the situation, and yeah, and that does make sense, you know, and
yeah.
That's why the rules are there. There's rules, Marty. There's rules. Can you make this a perfect event? James Deane getting the championship, 3 podiums this year. What a ledge, as the kids would say. Hop, skip, jump, AutoZone, Mustang, RTR, Spec 5FD. Yo, that's what that. You know what that is? You know what that is? That's the pure corkscrew. Right there, the pure cork screw.
I like it.
There you go.
There you go, know that.
Yeah. There you go, James. That's your signature. You know, I when NASCAR racers, they have their signature celebrations.
Yeah.
I actually named Joey Logano's. It's the Logano
Great
group.
young man.
Really? And I mean, it goes for Osbo as well. Very similar in that regard. Very humble. I'm so incredibly excited to get both of them on the podcast here tonight. The podium show is going to be epic with them and Connor. It's, I mean, if you haven't tuned into one of the podium podcasts, this is definitely the one.
Yeah, and what's cool about this too is here's Freddie, who finishes 3rd overall in the season.
Yeah.
Odie Bakshi's almost, you know, crazy turn of events there. You know, the contact there. So, you know, it's pretty bonkers. So, again, hey, you want to shine some lights here? Larry Chen says, let's shine some lights here. Type S lights are lit up, so why not pull out your phone once again? Let's light up the night here for our finals. Let's send it! Frederick Osbo, James Deane. Frederick Osbo leads. James Deane giving chase. Here goes Frederick Osbo high on the bank. James Deane tapping the brakes. A little bit of separation there. Let's see if he can reel him in. Yes, there you see him working his way up top, bouncing his way past that transition into that second inside, that inner outside zone. Now look at James Deane. He's tapping some tire, bouncing back and forth. Middle tire 1 and 2. Banging doors, banging fenders. Well done.
Wow.
James Deane just right there on the Supra.
All right.
What do we got here? James the Machine Deane, send it for the final time of 2024. Or is it? They go one more time. James pulls away against Frederick Osbo. High on the bank, high on the wall. Freddie backs down. Freddie backs down. James Deane is going to be not only your champ, but your winner. As long as he keeps it sideways across the finish line. James Deane adds another podium to his 2024 season, solidifying that he is the best damn drifter in the world. 4-time champion, 21 championships overall. James Deane, 4 podiums.
Man.
Light him up, baby! James the Machine Deane. Sparked it. Come on.
Car went down.
Ford wins the championship once again. Back-to-back Chelsea Denofa last year. Now James the Machine Deane. 4 events he won out of 8, 50% of the rounds.
Yeah, one of the most dominant seasons in drifting history.